Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to show you create the remaining API, that is create document API, delete document, update document APIs. Now let's start with the create document API. What we will do is we will just comment this, have a comment about the each API to know what this API is for. This is for document API. Okay. This is our sample Azure function. I will minimize this. Like this. Okay. Next, we need to create one more Azure function. How are we going to create? We can just use the Control Shift P. That's Command Shift P in Mac. Command Shift P to open the command prompt and click on Azure Create Azure function. Or we can just go to the extension, click here, Create function. This is HTTP trigger function. We are going to add it to existing file. That now is the name of our API, name of our function. That is create document, right? Underscore document, press enter. This is anonymous authentication level. Okay. Now our function is ready. What we are going to do is we are going to remove this code because we are going to write our own logic. Next, let's have a comment here, that is create document API. Okay, so save it. Now, first we are going to add the method, right? This is our root. This method, we cannot use the get method, default get method. In here, we are going to use the post method because we are going to post our data using some JSON format or any other format into the MongoDB. So methods equal to post. Next, okay, we are going to, the request contains our JSON file. The JSON file which contains our entries to be inserted into the database, right? The request object. So we are going to extract the values from the request object. That is data equal to request dot get JSON. Okay, this will get the data in the available in the request object. It's now available in the data variable. Now, if data is not empty, right? If data is empty, then how are we going to insert any value? If data is not empty, then we are going to insert into collection, insert document into our collection. If then what we have to do is we have to check whether there are only single entries there in the data or multiple data sets are there. If there is only single entries there, then we'll be using insert one function from our PyMongo. If not, then we'll be using insert many function. So first we are going to check whether how many data sets are there in our data. First we are going to check is instance, that is if the data is an instance of list, it should be in the list format. So we are going to check whether if it's in the list format, and the length of our data object is greater than 1. That means it may be 2, 3, it doesn't matter. It may be 100 or 1000 values. We are going to use the insert many function. That is result. Result is the result or the reply you get from the successful or a failure insertion operation. That is collection. That is our connection string. Here see collection for our collection set dot insert many. What are we going to insert? We are going to insert the data. That is our data set. Next, what if our data is contains only the one entry? Else, okay. So since data is present, if data exists, but the data set is not greater than one, that may be, then only option is only one element is there in the data. So we are going to use result equal to collection dot insert one. Now we have inserted our document into the MongoDB. Again, coming back, if result is there, that means the reply is there from the database. It may be positive or it may be the failure reply, negative reply. We need to print it, right, so that we can understand, developers can understand what's happening. So return, what are we going to return? That is function dot http response. That's how you return the values in the Azure function. Okay, comma. If it is successful, we will just write status code 200. That is status code equal to 201. If it's successful insertion, then our message. Our message, we need to send it in the JSON format. To convert any object or string to JSON format, we will be using dumps. Our, it's a key value pair. Message document inserted successfully. Yes. Now, if it is failure, else if it's a failure, return. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. Document failed to insert. Just remove successfully. The code will be 500 because we don't know why it did not get inserted, because all the other required parameters were right. So we are going to use a status code 500. Again, okay. For this if condition, the else will be if the data is no data is there. This will only go into the if condition only if the data is present. If there are no data, the person who called the post method is without the data. Did not send any data. So what we will do is else, again we'll paste the same thing and return message data is not available, or no data provided. Okay, we are going to save this. After saving, we are going to execute we are going to run it in local server first. Let's run it in the local environment, and we are going to test it using the Postman. This is our create document URL, right? It's the create document URL. I'll copy this, go to Postman, and just create one more. We'll use the new one. Okay, Control V. This is our create document. The method will be post. Okay, in here, make sure we need to send the data, right, in the JSON format. So go to the body. In here, select raw, select the format as JSON. In here, in the JSON format, we need to write our data set. Okay, let's write it in the JSON format. Okay, let's say name one, comma, one more. Let's say the key will be, we'll keep it as a name. Name is two, comma. Let's insert one more variable, one more value, name. You can directly copy from online. I will just showing you for this example purpose. Okay. Now we have our data ready. That is the post method, our URL. In the JSON format, we have wrote our three documents, and let's send. Let's see if there are any errors. See, status code 201 document inserted successfully. Now we have successfully inserted our document using the insert many, because we have more than one data set. This is the API to insert the document.